Welcome back to the podcast. Before we go any further, I'd like to preface my playoff preview with talking a little bit about the consolation bracket. Um, Starting off for round one of the consolation bracket, we got Irv against Liam and Lou against Hunter. To be as concise as possible, I got Irv and Hunter advancing to play Tommy and Jansen next week. To go into a little bit of detail, I guess, the Lou is starting one kicker, and that's it. So that pretty much speaks for itself. Irv, I think, has way too much firepower for Liam, and that's just how I see it. But we'll see how it plays out. All right. So we touched on the consolation bracket. I know there's not a lot of stake in there, but it's fun to see. Fun to see how it plays out. But without further ado, let's get into the playoffs, right? So let's start off. With Dakota and Kyle. I think that's a good place to start. That's the 3-6 matchup. Dakota being the 3 seed, Kyle being the 6 seed. As of now, Sleeper has it 54% in Kyle's favor. And so how I kind of want to analyze the matchups, I kind of want to go by position, excluding defenses and kickers. And then we'll compare each team and see who's got the advantage where. So, let's start off with QB. Kyle has got Matt Stafford. Justin Herbert is Dakota's quarterback. That one's a tough one. And you'll see in both of these first-round playoff matches that the quarterback battle will be very interesting to watch. This one could go either way. And so what I used to decide between the two is I looked at the matchups this week. Stafford against the Cardinals. Herbert against the Giants, I believe. And for that reason, I think I'm going to lean towards Herbert and give Dakota the QB edge. So yeah, and he balled out last week, so I think he can continue that this week against kind of a weaker defense. So yeah, let's move on to running backs. Kyle's got Clyde, Josh Jacobs, Darrell Henderson, and Dakota's got Cordell Patterson, Tevin Coleman. Safe to say, I got to go with Kyle here. Nothing against Cordell Patterson and Tevin Coleman. But Clyde, Josh Jacobs, Darrell Henderson, say what you want about them. They're all at least RB2s, borderline RB1s potentially. But he's got 3 of them, so I got to give the edge to Kyle at the running back position. To wide receiver we go. Let's see. Kyle's got T. Higgins and Tyreek against Dakota's Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, and maybe Keenan Allen. And I only say maybe Keenan Allen because for those of you that haven't looked or haven't heard or haven't seen, I think he's on the COVID list. But the couple articles I've read say that he has a chance to play Sunday. So yeah, that'll be one thing to watch as the week ends and we start heading into Sunday. So that being said, if all 3 play for Dakota, if Diggs, Jefferson, and Keenan Allen all play, I would be stupid not to give it to Dakota because that wide receiver core is absolutely filth. And I think this wide receiver position is a real pivotal one in this game because take Keenan Allen out, Tyreek goes off, Diggs, Jefferson have mediocre games. This wide receiver position, in my opinion, determines who wins this game. If they play well, Dakota's going to do well. If they play bad or meh, things get interesting. So that's going to be a position battle to watch as Sunday comes around. Let's go do tight ends. Dakota's got Mark Andrews. Kyle's got T.J. Hawkinson. Another close battle, as playoff matches should. But I think I got to go with Mark Andrews. Just because he doesn't play for the Lions, and Hawk is good, and even bad teams need studs. But at the same time, Jared Goff had a decent game last week. I'll believe it when I see it for a second week in a row of him not playing like absolute garbage. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Mark Andrews and give the tight end position to Dakota. So based on these position players, I think I gave everything but running back to Dakota. So by my own analysis, I've got to pick Dakota this week, but I think it's going to be close. So I'm going to give him 10 to 15 points. And so yeah, I think it could go either way, but I'll take Dakota by 10 or 15. Okay, moving on. Playoff matchup number 2. We got the 4-5 seed. We got Max, the defending champion, against Riley, who had an unbelievable week last week to get here. So yeah, let's dive in. Right now, Sleeper's got it 51% in Riley's favor. Yeah, let's go right into the position player comparisons. Like I said, with the Herbert versus Stafford debate, the quarterback battles, I should say, are very interesting, very good this week. Riley's got Kyler, Max has got Aaron Rodgers. If I had to pick one and not to pick on Rodgers, but I really like Kyler's rushing upside, and I think that can give him an edge against Rodgers this week. And I'm thinking, Kyler puts up like 24, Rodgers puts up 22, and the difference is those rushing yards or something like that, just for an example. So I will be leaning towards Riley with the QB. Yeah, but if Rodgers goes off and surpasses Kyler, I will not at all be shocked. To running backs we go. Riley's got Saquon, Antonio Gibson, Dalvin Cook. At this moment, I should say, Dalvin Cook is not ruled out yet, I believe. And I think he has a good chance to play. I haven't really looked it up that much. But, so yeah, Saquon, Antonio Gibson, and Dalvin Cook against Max's Aaron Jones, Elijah Mitchell, who is questionable, and Chuba Hubbard. I will be a fool if I pick Max here at running back. Just because Saquon, Antonio Gibson, and Dalvin Cook easily have the talent edge on the other three. So I think I'm going to go with Riley here. But do stay tuned. This is the one in this matchup that could really swing things for this in terms of the outcome of this game. Because if Dalv's out, if Elijah Mitchell's out, the pendulum really swings the other way for the other team. So, yeah, to sum up, I'm going to give the running back edge to Riley. So, yeah, I think that's quarterback and running back so far for Riley over Max. To wide receiver, Riley's got Terry McLaurin, Jerry Jeudy starting in his lineup right now, and Max has got Devontae Adams and Brandon Cooks. Shocker, a close matchup. Argument's sake, I'm going to give it to Max just because of Devontae. I think he could have a big game. His upside is higher than any other receiver in this matchup, obviously. So for that reason, I'm going to give it to Max at the wide receiver. Tight end, we got Kittle versus Ertz. I've got to go with Kittle, right? He had that monster game last week. It's hard to pick Ertz over Kittle at this point in time. So I'm going to give that to Riley. To sum up, I gave Riley QB, running back, and tight end, and only gave Max wide receiver. So I got to give it to Riley. Think the defending champion loses his belt. I think Riley gets it done by 20 to 25 points. But like I said, injuries play a big part in this game. Got to see if those running backs will be healthy going into the week. But if all are healthy, I like Riley in this matchup by 20. Okay. So we got my playoff preview out, and I know it might have seemed like a lot of content, but it didn't really there wasn't a whole lot of substance there. However, if my predictions come true, we've got Hunter and Tommy in the Consolation Bracket, and also Irvin Jansen in the Consolation Bracket. We'll go into the second round matchups next week. But yeah, and then in the second round of playoffs, we'll have Trev versus Riley and Dakota versus myself. That is only if my predictions come true. Anything can happen. There's a lot of variables this week, but the second round is going to be dicey because we're going to get the four hottest teams no matter what. Even if Max and Kyle beat Riley and Dakota, they're going to be the hottest teams. We're going to have the four hottest teams battle it out and then head for the championship game. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to play because this bye week, I don't know what to do with myself right now. Cool. So we got the Week 13 recap out of the way. We got the playoff, kind of a brief playoff picture, kind of painted for you a little bit. And I don't really want to. I don't really have anything else to talk about other than I decided. Well, a couple people and I, when I asked them about this idea, thought it would be kind of cool. I came up with a maybe like a little award show, like best manager, best trade, team to watch for next year, stuff like that. There's not very many of them. There's like 4. So I'll send out a Google form after I send the videos out. It should be below. Just take like 2 minutes to fill it out. Would be pretty cool. The results of that Google form will be revealed, kind of like an NFL Honors, like that award show they do before the Super Bowl. It'll be the podcast before the championship game. So you've got a little time, but the earlier the better, because you'll just forget about it if you don't do it. So yeah, I'm excited to see and hear you guys' opinions on trades, who did well, who's one to watch, who you got winning it all, stuff like that. So I'm very excited for that. So yeah, I know this. I hope you guys got some kind of entertainment out of this, even if I looked like an idiot or you might not agree with the take. I hope you guys had fun watching, listening, whatever. I definitely want to get more of you guys on. Like I said before, Riley and I recorded one a couple Thursdays ago, or maybe it was last Thursday. But we recorded one, and my computer died. But that was a whole lot of fun. So we can either, if you're out of state, we can Zoom, we can FaceTime, whatever. But I'm very down to figure out how to do that and get more people on the show because it's a lot more fun to talk to somebody about this than to just talk to my computer. So yeah, this has been a fun thing to do. So yeah, that's all I got this week. Just kind of threw it together. Yeah, I hope you had enjoyed listening to it. Again, I know I said that like 5 times to end it, but I'll end it there. I'll see you guys again next week for round 2. I'm very excited. Very excited. Hope you are. Good luck to everybody this week.